What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another weather forecast, and this is going to be another update on Winter Storm Eartha, as it is continuing to bring in extremely heavy snow for portions of the New England area, bringing up to blizzard conditions with 70 plus mile-per-hour winds and extremely heavy snow. By the end of today, we can expect snow in areas like Providence, Boston, Portland, as we get those overnight temperatures, and those rain showers will convert into snow here. We're gonna be looking at the snowfall totals, rainfall totals, the winds, who can get the worst of the winds, how much snow is left to come for these areas. Looking at a good 1 to 2 feet left to come for some of these areas. It's gonna be absolutely crazy. A long upload here, and I'm gonna have another upload most likely this evening here. We're probably wondering why I'm doing this and this. Well, it's because I have my second monitor, which is this one, and then my original one was that one you're looking at right now. So I want to thank you guys all so much for support, because this would not be possible without you guys. But without further ado, let's get in the forecast. So this is a look now at the National Weather Service, and as you can tell, we do actually have windstorm warnings now for millions of people. Now windstorm warnings are finally issued for Boston. The whole state of New Hampshire is under a windstorm warning, in much of Maine. Every single winter alert for Maine is a windstorm warning here. The only portion that's not under a windstorm warning is the far southeastern tip there, and that's because temperatures will maintain above freezing there. But let's go and take a look at the Boston area. So you see we got windstorm warnings there for Manchester, Concord, New Hampshire. The whole state of New Hampshire is under a windstorm warning there. We're seeing as well very strong winds here. So blizzard conditions are expected here for a few hours. We even got those high wind warnings for areas like near the southeastern tip of Massachusetts there. And as well, Providence now all the way now down to Hartford and Watersbury. You guys are now under winter weather advisory. So a lot of Rhode Island and a lot of Connecticut has now been issued in winter alert. Windstorm warnings now pushed down all the way down to areas such as Rhode Island. So now Rhode Island's under windstorm warnings as well. Springfield, Greenfield, Fitchburg, Lawrence, Boston, Worcester, and all the way up now to Gloucester. We're looking at a good still half a foot or more to come for these areas there. Let's take a look at the snowfall totals that are left to come. So definitely a ton of snow left to come now, and actually a lot of people have increased in snowfall, such as Hartford went from 1 to 2 inches to 2 to 3 inches. Areas in Worcester left to come here is 12 to 18 inches there. I mean, that's a huge increase as well. Boston, a huge increase, 4 to 6 inches, like I expected. I actually said 4 to 7 inches, I think, for Boston, so that's pretty good to be accurate there. Foxborough, 6 to 8 inches. That's also a huge increase there. All the way to Plymouth and New Bedford can get some type of snow, so there is chances for snow going a lot more to the coastal areas, like more than the National Weather Service expected there. Willimantic, you guys are getting a good half foot left to come. North Adams, Pittsfield, a good 1 to 2 inches as well. So definitely very interesting to see here. Let's take a look now at what areas near Pittsfield there and Bennington. You guys are also under winter weather advisory. Is going to get around a good few inches of snow. And then, of course, we can't forget about the Maine and New Hampshire regions, where we get the most amount of snow in these areas. Jackman, all the way to Caribou, we're seeing winter storm warnings. And then we have winter weather advisories for near Portland, or near the Rockland area. Portland, Stanford, Portsmouth, Berlin, Mount Washington. You guys are all under windstorm warnings here. Snowfall totals here are going to be very high, getting over 12 inches of snowfall for these areas. So let's quickly look at the live radar using the Weather Channel here. I haven't really used the Weather Channel radar much, but we're going to be looking at exactly what we're seeing. This is the live radar. So this is basically what we're seeing here. So as you do see, we are seeing very heavy rain for these coastal areas like Boston, Providence, Bridgeport, New York City. You guys are all getting that rain right now, because you guys are going to be above freezing for basically much of the day here. Boston, that snow's getting very, very close to you guys. It's been gradually getting colder. Boston, I believe now they're in the mid to low 30s as of now. They were in the 40s this morning last time I checked here. But Worcester, you guys were in really heavy rain this morning, now blowing up with blizzard conditions with those winds. Waterbury, Hartford, you guys are now getting some moderate to heavy rain. Moderate to heavy snow, but that rain's catching up. So you guys really are going to see a good 1 to 2 hours left of snow until it ends there. But New Bedford, areas near Foxborough, Providence, Boston, you guys have not really yet to get even the little taste of that snow yet, and it will. You guys will get that taste by later today here. I mean, Boston, look how close that snow is getting to you guys. It's getting a lot closer than it was this morning. Same thing for Portland. That snow is starting to really push a lot more into Maine now, or southern Maine. As you do see earlier, it was really heavy rain for areas near Portland, Dover, and now a lot of that is converting into snow as that cold front continues to push in there. Same thing now, we're starting to see a struggle for rain to disappear in these other areas where we have those valleys. That should obviously convert into snow very soon. But Concord, Manchester, very heavy snow. Augusta, Lewiston, all in near the Caribou region, we are seeing snow. New Brunswick getting some snow. Areas in Nova Scotia can get some snow, but you do see it's kind of like right on those coastal areas is where we're getting the rain, because those areas will have the kind of onshore effect where it will be just above freezing here. But these areas will get snow very soon. Providence, Newport might get a few snow flurries. New Haven, really maybe a few flurries here near New Haven, but really this is really where we're seeing big cities starting to get snow in the next few hours. Boston, you guys really almost done with that rain here. You guys should be getting some flurries as we speak. A nice rain mix here. But let's take a look at now at the future radar. So here's the NAN 3 kilometer here, as you do see in the next 3 hours. There they have that very heavy snow continuing on and off for areas in Massachusetts and areas near Massachusetts and Connecticut. As we now go the next few hours later on, we are expecting that rain to really convert into snow very soon by the next few hours for areas such as Boston. Boston to get a really nice rain mix in the next few minutes. I do expect that to occur as you guys are around 33-ish, 32 degrees, I believe, in Boston right now. That snow will start to become a lot more widespread by this evening for areas such as Rhode Island. Rhode Island only has 3 counties here, so the top counties winter storm warning. The middle county is a winter weather winter storm watch, I believe so, and the other one's a winter weather advisory. So it's really interesting how it's playing out there in Rhode Island. There's just saying the further inland you are, the better chance of snow. Areas near Worcester, Concord, Berlin, areas all the way up into Portland, Augusta, and Caribou. You guys are just going to get a wintry wonderland. By overnight, we are going to be seeing very heavy snow in areas such as Boston. This snow is not going to come off light. It's going to come extremely heavy, and the winds will help make it very almost impossible travel. So please do not go outside. I would not recommend travel whatsoever. Could get some flurries, like I did say, for areas such as Newport. I mean, it's not going to be too much accumulation. It's probably not even going to accumulate, since all that rain it's going to make it really hard to accumulate. It's going to be just slushy snow. It's not going to be too enjoyable. So not your storm for areas on the coast. And then look how heavy it's going to be for areas such as Maine, especially the central and northern part, even the really western part bordered with Quebec. We're looking at very heavy snow as well, just continuing. That's going to be the next 24 hours. And then we're going to still see some few snow showers kind of coming from this very cold air that's still in place. That's going to help create a few on and off snow showers tomorrow. But here's a look now at the European general forecast. So this low pressure, so I'm going to go kind of straight through Cape Cod. So that's exactly where we could be seeing the worst winds to be northeast of that low pressure. So that's going to kind of be the 4 areas like New Hampshire, Augusta, Portland. You guys are going to get really the strongest winds here. But we are seeing, as these winds wrap around Massachusetts, it's going to bring in up to 40 mile gusts with 50 in some areas more inland. But looking at very heavy snow, a mix expected currently for Boston. Going to see that kind of snow start to turn to mix and then slushy rain by the next few hours for areas like central Connecticut, as you guys are almost done with the storm here. And areas in New Hampshire, Vermont, still struggling to get those rain showers into snow. But as we now go into the overnight hours, they will turn to snow quite quickly for areas in the mountains in Berlin and Mount Washington. Blizzard conditions expected there. As you do, there's that low pressure. The worst of the winds will kind of be wrapping around the onshore breeze. It's going to be just an endless loop here. The winds going on and off, on and off, on and off. So it's going to be very windy for quite a while. Very heavy snow continuing in Boston overnight into early tomorrow morning. Same thing for Providence here. I just don't know if the Patriots play home tomorrow, but if they do, it'll be a nice snowy game and very cold game. That'll be just a typical Patriots game in the winter. And then by the next 30 hours, we are going to be seeing some snow showers on and off throughout areas of those highest elevations. And then it'll move into Newfoundland and moving up into portions of Nova Scotia near Halifax there. Let's take a look now at the snowfall totals for the NAM 3 kilometer here. We are looking at a ton of snow still left to come here for the NAM 3 kilometer. They actually do have, this is actually not snow to come. This is just general expected snowfall from the beginning and the end of the storm. So this is not left to come whatsoever. But NAM still has predicted up to a foot now for Hartford. That's pretty interesting. They're pretty good. They showed around 6 to 7 inches for Boston with 10 inches just to the west. And they are expecting 4 to 6 inches from the National Weather Service. But who knows, they may be more snowfall totals for areas in Boston because it wouldn't be the first time that happened. Gonna see a few flurries. We saw a few flurries, I believe, in New York City. I'm not exactly sure, though. 3 to 4 inches near Pittsfield and areas in southern Vermont where we have those warnings. We are going to be seeing around half a foot there. But look at areas near Worcester here. Let's actually zoom in right now into those areas right now. Let's go into, let's go to Vermont first, and then I'll go to Boston. But, look at these snow totals. These snow totals are probably left to come because there hasn't been too much snow, really too much for areas like southern Maine or northeastern Massachusetts. These areas in Boston and border with Maine just haven't gotten too much snow whatsoever. They actually haven't gotten any snow yet. It's all been rain. So some of these, once you move more to the east with these snowfall totals, the more likely it is that's to come. Instead of you go more to the west, like Connecticut, where it's already happened. But Berlin, 21 to around 21 to around 23 inches of snowfall there. The max is 36.7 inches, and that will be near Mount Washington, so just getting over 3 feet of snow. We'll have scattered areas in southeastern Maine there, or south central Maine. We can get over 32 inches of snowfall. Concord looking at a good 2 feet of snowfall as well. It's going to be just the whole state of New Hampshire is going to be under just more than a foot of snow, basically. That's just New England stuff, a typical New England thing for you. That's surprisingly not too out of the ordinary. Looking at Maine near Bangor, not Bangor, Caribou, looking at a good 7 to 8 inches of snowfall. Bangor looking at a good half a foot, but just this whole spot right here, up the crest of Maine, just the whole central part of Maine, is going to get absolutely just destroyed with this snowfall. And look at this. NAM has up to 52 inches for areas in north central Maine, and those are where higher elevations are. So it's not out of the picture. It definitely is not out of the picture to get these high snowfall totals because NAM is very detailed. When it's this close, it shouldn't be too inaccurate, basically. But I am struggling to actually find where there we go. There's Boston. It took me a while to actually find them. Let me actually go towards Boston. I actually want to go to Boston. And there we go. There is the Boston map. So you do see they have actually 10 inches. So that's probably out of the picture, but maybe 7 to 8. It can happen. It could definitely happen. Around 6 to 7 inches there for Rhode Island. This actually is snowfall to come because we have yet to really see that snow arrive in Rhode Island. That's going to be, all of this will be like an overnight thing. This will all be overnight and an evening thing and all the way up to tomorrow morning. Now we go into the actual main European model. They are showing kind of the main snowfall totals. This is kind of what to come because this actually reloaded sooner than the NAM 3 kilometer. So I do believe what this snowfall total that the European has is actually to come. And I think it is because having a good 4 inches near Hartford left to come, that seems pretty, it's maybe 2 inches left to come for Hartford. Some of these may be to come, some of these may be just a general forecast, so it's kind of hard to say exactly that's how much snow is left to come. But areas like Boston, you guys are this is exactly what you guys are seeing to come, up to 8 to 9 inches. So European continues to increase snow totals more to the east now. Now Foxborough up to 11 inches of snowfall. That's crazy. 8 to 10 inches for north central Rhode Island, up to 4 inches near Providence, maybe 1 inch to 2 inches for Providence, for Newport, maybe. That's what Europeans indicating. I believe Newport's like right there. It's not out of the picture. Near Worcester, 17 to 20 inches of snowfall. Up there near Concord, a good foot left to come in Berlin. To the southeast of Concord, looking at a good 16 plus inches of snow to come. Let's take a look now at Maine. Very quickly, Maine, just impressive. Let me just tell you that they have up to 2 feet of snowfall for some of these areas up the crest of Maine. I mean, just look at almost literally 80% of the state of Maine is going to be getting up to 2 feet of snow. That's just crazy to think about. Just and Maine's not too big of a state. I mean, Maine's not too small of a state. So I mean, it's still impressive. It may not be the biggest state. It's not even close to being the biggest state, but it's definitely impressive. It's about the maybe just smaller than Georgia. So I mean, it's decent. So here's looking now at the winds we are going to be seeing the next few hours. You're going to be seeing up to 40 moderate wind gusts in the next few hours for areas near Hartford. Those wind gusts are kind of, I guess you could say, calm for Boston. If you look at what's expected to come, you guys are seeing around 30 moderate max wind gusts, but as we go later on, then you get up to 50. So really, it's going to get very messy very quickly here. Areas in far eastern Long Island could get up to 60 moderate gusts. Areas near Providence to Foxborough, 48 to 60 knots there. And like I did say, the worst of the winds will be in these areas because where that low pressure comes in, that the worst winds will be to the east of that low pressure. So I kind of was right about that as well. Looking at around the strongest winds hitting areas like Augusta, Portland, and near New Hampshire there. You do see this is really the hardest hit spots for the winds here. So that's going to include Boston, that's going to include Portland, Augusta, all these areas here. And we continue on and off. We will see strong winds all the way 20 hours out. Still going to be seeing scattered 60 to 70 mile an hour wind gusts here with these winds and the heavy snow we are expecting blizzard conditions. But hope you guys enjoyed my video. This is my first video with these two monitors. I mean, it's really crazy to think about how we do have two monitors. And I say we because this is all possible because of every single supporter, whether you're my first subscriber or my 4,800 or 4,840 something subscriber, you are still a part of this increasing channel here. But I'll have another video at this evening and see you guys later.